that should have stopped. We're going to do this again. So, hello everyone. It is Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master. Only I'm not the UK Bitcoin Master at the moment, on YouTube at least, because they've taken my channel down. So it is 6 p.m. on Monday the 28th of May. Sorry I'm repeating myself, but my lovely wife has just told me that the music was still going, so I'm repeating myself. So I don't know why they've taken my channel down. I've got no clue. They started off with a video being taken down that was literally just the video that was set up for today's YouTube show, and it was even unlisted. It wasn't even listed, and I got a message saying they'd taken it down because it was infringing their laws. Heaven knows why. And then a few minutes later, my channel had gone. So again, I've appealed it. I don't think I've got the following on Twitter to get it back. A few people have tweeted out, but very few. So I'm guessing I've probably lost my channel. It is what it is. I can't change it, but they are not going to keep me silent. The problem is I don't know how many Bitcoiners will actually follow a Facebook channel, but this is the only other platform I could use at the time to go live. If I can upload this to another backup YouTube channel, of course I will do that. But for now, I need to go live on Facebook. So I have got no chat here. I've only got chat down on the little second mobile phone. So I can see JC Botha is in the house. So JC, welcome. Thank you, my man, for your support. I greatly appreciate it. And anybody else that's in the chat, hit that like button, put something in the chat so I can see you. But I'm guessing this will be quite quiet, which is absolutely fine. That said, I'm still going to do my Bitcoin channel, my Bitcoin show, I'm sorry. So let's get into it. You can see down, there is my disclaimer, and YouTube can see that disclaimer. I'm not trying to give any financial advice. I'm just an OG from the UK, just giving my opinion on what I found with some passion and inspiration, and that's all I'm trying to do. So YouTube, if you see this, please reinstate my channel. So let me get rid of the disclaimer. Pretty pointless putting these up because at the moment they're not pointing anywhere. But if you're watching this on catch up in the future, either on Facebook Live or on Facebook or on a backup YouTube channel, then these will be repointed so you can watch my videos. But as I go live on Facebook right now, they're not doing anything, but I thought I would show them just the same. Let's get rid of that. And finally, if anybody wants to kindly drop me a lightning tip, not that I do my channels for donations, there's the QR code if you're on a phone, and it's tipping.me at UK Bitcoin Master if you're on a web browser. Can't see anybody else in the chat right now, so it is what it is. Let's get on with the show. Let's get into it, and let's see what news I've got for you. And as we go through this, maybe you can draw your own conclusions if there's anything in this video that's going to be controversial, because this is the original one that YouTube took down, or the headlines were. So let's get into it. The first thing I obviously want to talk about is the fact that the Bitcoin price is down, which is great for you sat stackers. Well, we're stacking sats as well. So price is down. It's okay. It will rebound again, I'm pretty sure. No financial advice. I'm going to keep saying that now. But it is a good time to buy Bitcoin on sale. So I would encourage you all to do that. So let's have a look at some of the news that I found. The first article, you see everything's all over the place right now. Million Bitcoin addresses. What the heck is that about? I don't know what the heck that is about. But it's talking about, hang on a second, where's the headlines? There it is. Have you got 10 BTC? Now, most people won't have 10 Bitcoin. But if you have, according to Cointelegraph, you're now in the top 0.5% of 30 million BTC addresses. That puts you in a very unique situation. It says BTC wallets with a positive address have crossed 30 million for the first time, but less than 1% contain even 10 Bitcoin. According to the latest data from monitoring resource BitInfo charts, a wallet balance of 10 Bitcoin or around $91,000 at today's prices is enough to place the holder in the top 0.51% of Bitcoin addresses. So here's the thing. If you're dollar cost averaging and you're doing that over a period of time, you have no clue where you can get to. And if you believe you won't get to Bitcoin, what you believe will come to pass. I think it was Henry Ford said, if you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right. So think you can. Just keep dollar cost averaging. The days, weeks, months, and years will go by, and you just have no clue how close you could get to being one of those people with 10 Bitcoin in your addresses. Reddit co-founder, Bitcoin will rise because Wall Street is joining in. So again, you've got to draw your own conclusions. When this is over, if I can, I'm going to go back into Facebook and add the notes. I don't know how that's going to pan out, but if I have my way, I'm going to create a backup YouTube channel, and this is going to go there. So watch this space. Alexis Ohanian, co-founder of Reddit and managing partner at Initialized Capital, said that big players from the Wall Street invest in Bitcoin. After the market crisis in March, the ecosystem has entered a crypto spring. So again, in terms of positivity, don't focus on the price with the red candles right now. That is zooming in on today or the last few days. You got to zoom out and look at where Bitcoin's going over a sustained period of time. But these articles are still really bullish for Bitcoin. Now, here's an article from Decrypt. It says, hacker claims to have stolen data from Ledger, Trezor and KeepKey. Now, I've seen on Twitter, there's a few threads that have gone out there saying that they've defunct that claim. But nevertheless, it's just to draw your attention to it and to be mindful that you've got to be careful with everything you do, even with our hardware wallets. So I'm not confirming or denying that this is true. You again do your own research, but I did read something on Twitter, and there was also a tweet image that was saying it had defunct it already. So again, I'm just bringing it to anybody watching this's attention. It is for you to do your own research if you use any of those hardware wallets, and I do. So it helps me to be mindful as well. So do check it out. This one, institutional investors buying up Bitcoin like crazy after the halving. Now, I think I shared something like this with you similarly. But hey, listen, there's another saying, and that is repetition is the mother of learning. So if we keep looking at articles, it helps those noobs finding this maybe on YouTube in the future or on Facebook to start to build their strong hand. You'll never change my strong Bitcoin hand. It doesn't matter what YouTube does to me. I'll find a way to get this information out there. But it said institutional interest in Bitcoin is experiencing an unprecedented surge, with GBTC alone swallowing up 17% of newly mined Bitcoins. Did I highlight? Yes, I did. Both data and first-hand accounts from industry insiders indicates that an interest in Bitcoin from institutional investors is accelerating at a rapid pace. Accelerating. This has led some to conclude that the perfect storm is about to hit the market. We've heard this before, haven't we? This perfect storm with all the scenarios out there with the pandemic and the money printing and the global crisis economically that is going to ensue. It can't not. All that is bringing together a perfect storm, which, got Bitcoin, you need to have some Bitcoin, because it doesn't matter what anybody does to my little old lowly YouTube channel. Buy your Bitcoin, store it offline in a hardware device, and tune out the noise, people. You just have to tune out the noise. What else have we got? Goldman Sachs is inviting clients to a Bitcoin call. Here's a really interesting one. Goldman Sachs, yeah, here's why that's so important. Well, I'm not going to go into that. I'm just going to go into what was said, and I want you to do your own research and think about this. Multinational investment bank Goldman Sachs will be hosting a Bitcoin call on May the 27th for its clients. A Bitcoin call. The news was revealed Friday by the Block's Mike Judas, who shared the image below of an invitation to a call for the 27th of May entitled Implications of Current Policies for Inflation, Gold and Bitcoin. And there is the image. You can see it there. So, Goldman Sachs inviting their clients onto a call to talk Bitcoin. Who'd have ever thought that a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when I first got into the space? So it just goes to show you how this is changing, how they're all watching it and studying it like they weren't when I first got into this, 3 years ago. So all of that is what has got to help you, the noob, or the person already down the rabbit hole, to build that 20%er strong hand mentality. That is why I show articles like this. A quick interlude, if I may. I want to give a shout out to my show sponsors. That show's not there at the moment, but I'm sure the sponsors will help me out on a new backup channel if YouTube don't put my channel back up. But justlearnbitcoin.com, they'll help anyone, new or old, with anything to do with wallet setup and backup, long-term storage solutions, end-of-life planning, coins sent to the wrong address, questions about mining, pretty well anything you want. On their shop, they've got some great articles, like items like this Bitcoin bracelet. I'm wearing mine. You can see that on there with a massive 25% off. I'm not going to labour this point, but it is worth checking them out. They've got a great apparel store with all the merch you could ever want. But what I want you all to do, if you're new to this particularly, is go back inside their homepage, scroll down, and you will find this black box. And I'd like you to click that. It says, please help return 14.2 Bitcoin stolen from a lovely man called Pastor Phil Volman. Phil was a 16-year pastor in his church in America. He was in the military at the time of the Vietnam War. Him and his family have brought up disadvantaged children and taken them in and adopted them as their own. He's done so much good for the world. And to have his Bitcoin stolen because he was doing a firmware update on his Trezor and a hacker got it was just absolutely terrible. Now, Bitcoin at around the 9,000 mark it is at the moment, times that by 14 Bitcoin, that's enough. But imagine when Bitcoin potentially goes past 100k and beyond. That's how sick to the pit of your stomach you are when somebody steals your Bitcoin. If you click on the family story once on that site, you can read, this is just literally one scroll. That is it. You can see it, one scroll, and read all about Phil and his family. And also, if you click on the wallet info, one of my dear friends in the space, Rocky Palumbo, he has very kindly put up the transaction ID of the hack that took all of Phil's Bitcoin, along with all of Phil's Bitcoin accumulation since he got into Bitcoin. Phil is a very seasoned Bitcoiner and he knew what he was doing, and yet he missed this tiny little quirk when he was doing a Trezor update and all his Bitcoin was gone. So at the very least, I encourage you to go and check it out. If you go back over to the homepage of this and scroll down, there's a couple of videos. Actually, they're not there at the moment. I'll have to see if I've got them and I can re-put them up on YouTube, but it shows how it was hacked. And if you click on any of these links at the bottom, it will take you over to a site called Tallycoin, where we've got a donation page going to help Phil get some of his Bitcoin back. So if at all possible, please support that needy cause, because it really is. Okay, back to the show. I found a few tweets that I thought worth sharing with you all. Here's one from Frank Chaparro. Venezuela sues the Bank of England over refusal to release gold. Here's the thing. You're going to see more and more of this, and yet nobody can refuse to give you your Bitcoin. They can refuse to give you your gold. They can refuse to let you have money out of your bank if the economy starts to crash and they have a bail-in. Learn what this sort of thing is, where they start to control bank accounts and only let you take so much at a time. It's happened in countries like India, in Venezuela, in was it Zimbabwe? I can't quite remember. But, this is a big deal. We think it's never going to happen to us in our countries. The great thing about Bitcoin is it cannot happen. If you own your keys, you own your coins, and no one can stop you drawing on them, moving them to somewhere else across borders. And you'll never see that with gold, because you try taking even a quarter of a gold bar through customs, you're going to be stopped. You try moving some of your gold across borders and see what happens and how they stop the transaction, and they want to investigate why you're doing it, where's it going to, etc. You won't get that with Bitcoin because it is uncensorable. Okay, really important facets that you need to be aware of. Bitcoin Liz. Bitcoin is a no-brainer. Digital, global, and radically inclusive money is a given in the future. People who understand this are rewarded immensely. People who don't understand it now will still enjoy all the benefits in the future, but won't be part of the price discovery. The price discovery is where fortunes are made. The people that are willing to take a risk on something, not knowing what's going to happen with it, but with a really good chance that it could do something special, they're the people that make fortunes. Those people that understood and invested in early internet businesses in the late 1990s have made millions and millions today. Okay, Dennis Parker, if you won this is really thought-provoking. If you won the lottery today and received $1 million, how much would you invest in Bitcoin? Now, it is easy to say, I'd put it all in there. But seriously, how much of that would you put into Bitcoin? Would you go and blow it on a house and cars on holidays with, high time preference? Or would you put it into Bitcoin with a low time preference and let it mature over the next 2, 5, 10, 15, 20 years? What would you do? Interesting question, that one, and quite thought-provoking, I feel. Dan Heddle, 7 trillion is on the US Fed balance sheet. 3 trillion was printed this year alone. 1 trillion in the last 30 days. There's only one way out of this, people. Buy Bitcoin. I'm not saying that. No financial advice here. I'm simply bringing articles and tweets to you that help to substantiate where I'm coming from. That is it. No more, no less. And finally, this tweet from Matt Odell. Now, this has been pinned on his page. It's an old tweet, but I love it. And I want to say this to you all. Please don't trust me. I'm merely a tool in your own quest for knowledge. My aim is to help you, but I demand you do your own research and due diligence. Read a lot. Discuss and argue. Test your ideas on others. Understand what you're investing in. Please think about that. Don't take anything I say as financial advice. Anyone says, do your own research and then only invest what you feel comfortable with, what you could afford to lose, and only invest if you believe it's the right investment for you. So, to pull the show together, I love quotes. Those of you that follow my channel know that I love quotes. Don't be afraid of being outnumbered. Eagles fly alone. Pigeons flock together. Eagles fly high. What do you want out of this world? Become an eagle. Make your own decisions. Get in the rabbit hole and understand why Bitcoin is so special. Learn about Bitcoin's network effects. What makes it special? Its scarcity aspect, its immutability, its uncensorability, and everything else that sets it apart from every other asset class out there on the market today. So, people, sorry I've rattled through. I'm rattled myself because of YouTube doing something to me that is really unfounded, in my opinion. I do everything that I can not to be controversial, to try and keep within their parameters, to not use hate speech or anything that I shouldn't use, and yet they still choose to take me down. People, at the end of this, I'm going to put up my social media page, and this time I implore you, check me out at those others. All my old YouTube videos are up on library.tv, lbry.tv. They're also up on DTube, which is posted to Steemit. This has obviously gone out on my Facebook live page, UK Bitcoin Master. It goes up on somewhere else, and I can't think right now, but it's going to come up at the end. So I'm going to do everything I can to get my YouTube channel back. If not, then I'm going to create a backup channel and I'm going to go live, because YouTube are simply not going to stop me. But if they don't, then as much as I have to, I'll go live on Facebook, although there doesn't seem to be many Bitcoiners, Twitter people, that tend to use Facebook. So I'll probably end up migrating back to YouTube in some form if I can. But if you're on here watching this on Facebook Live, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hit that like button. Look out for this maybe on YouTube on a different channel if I can get one set up. But until then, if I can't, I will be back on Facebook live on Thursday of this week for my regular YouTube show. So thanks for watching, listening, people. I greatly appreciate it. I'll end the show there. And as always, hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube, my Facebook channel, because I have created this Facebook channel so it isn't full of rubbish stuff and kids, etc. It is purely for Bitcoiners that want to come and follow me here. I'll catch you all on Thursday, peeps. Thanks everyone for all of your support, and do pick up my link that I've posted on Twitter and retweet it, please, so that I can get YouTube to try and get more eyeballs on my plight and bring my channel back. Catch you Thursday. Cheers, everyone. Bye for now.